And now, the best 60-ish seconds of your week. And as the weekend passes us into the first official days of summer, you know I'm a happy man because I was born and bred for sunshine and I love summer, and that brings with it the time for the summer reading list. But first, just one note that we'll talk about a little bit next week. A poll that was released just a couple of days ago from Suffolk University showing that the race for governor in Pennsylvania is literally neck and neck. That's something we want to watch, pay very close attention to, and maybe unpack, to use the term of art that they use today. I don't like that word so much, but really break it down and talk about what that all means, because it's going to be a fascinating election. You think back to the 1978 election, which has been analogized to this one so much because it was a huge Republican primary from which Dick Thornburgh emerged as the winner. He was down over 30 points at this point in the race and came on to win in the end. So lots of running room between now and November. Roughly 140 days. Each one of them will be important, and we'll be talking about all of them. And now we come to that time that everybody looks forward to, the summer reading list. And we're bifurcating the summer reading list this year. I'll give you half now and half a little bit closer to Labor Day. But here are a half a dozen books that I think are great reading. First, Founding Rivals, Madison versus Monroe by Chris DeRose. This was the first election held under the new United States Constitution, and in the 5th District of Virginia, you had two future presidents squaring off against each other. One, James Madison, an intellectual leader of the American Republic, and James Monroe, a military hero who was seriously injured in the Battle of Trenton. Squaring off against each other, Monroe was favored to win in a rural district, Federalist versus Anti-Federalist, but Madison out-hustled him, won, and the rest, as they say, is history. And Against the Tide, the best of Roger Scruton's columns, commentaries, and criticisms. British author and commentator Roger Scruton passed away a couple of years ago. This is a great read of his commentary, not only on what's going on the other side of the pond, but how closely it approximates what's going on here in the good old US of A. And one of the most touching pieces is his tribute to Margaret Thatcher and all that she did with President Reagan and St. John Paul II in defeating international communism. And Precipice by Nick DeIuliis, our friend and the CEO of CNX in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. We talked about this book last summer when it was under a different title and still only on Amazon. Now it's in regular edition, and you can get it as he details what's happened by the woke culture and those who are on the wagon rather than pulling the wagon in our economy. A great read by Nick DeIuliis. You won't want to miss it. And we always try to have something on the spiritual side. Mother Teresa, now Saint Teresa, A Simple Path. As simple as it can be, but enlightening words for every day from Mother Teresa. And you know, we really don't talk much about etiquette in any of our worlds today, but especially in the business world. But people notice. And Don't Take the Last Donut by Judith Bowman, the new rules for business etiquette, which really are the old rules at this point, but well worth following if you want to make that lasting good impression. One of the things that she talks about is business cards. I love the habit of our Asian friends in presenting the business card to you, having you receive it with both hands, take a look at it, look at the back, make some comment on it, rather than just jamming it in with all the others and then not being able to remember an hour later who it was or what they were about. A lot of good hints in there on doing the right thing, and by so doing, making the right impressions. And how can we talk about summer without the boys of summer, the national pastime, and baseball? A well-paid slave, the story of Curt Flood and his trade in 1969 to the Philadelphia Phillies. One of the things I remember so well as a kid, we were all excited that Curt Flood was going to come and help turn around a flagging franchise, but He never came because baseball's reserve clause was put on full display and on trial, which ultimately Curt Flood won by losing an awful lot personally, paving the way for these multi-million-dollar contracts that ball players enjoy today. They can thank Curt Flood. Philadelphia fans will always be a little sad that he didn't make it here. But there are a half a dozen good reads for up at the mountains or down the shore, whatever your happiness and happy place happen to be. I hope that you enjoy them. We'll have some more later in the summer. But for now, that is the best 60-ish seconds of your week.